Hey everyone, it's Sue and welcome to my channel. So I'm going to share with you the second page that I have done in this journal. This is the Small Dilutions Journal, and if you watched one of my previous videos, very recent video, you would have seen, you know, the different things that I plan to use on these ATC journal pages. And again, I have seen Meri do this and I was inspired, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And I gave it a try and I'm like addicted again. Meri inspires me for sure. But what I did here was I just went around, and I looked in my stash of stuff, like all my, like that pink and white piece. That's a piece of wrapping paper, real wrapping paper. And I like it so much. I'm like, well, I'm going to use it. Now that stamp right there with the stars, that one was created for me from a swap in 2014, and that was through Crazy Island Family. And then this other stamp right here, my good friend Tammy had made it and she gave it to me, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And it fits pretty much perfectly in one of these ATC size sections on the page. Now, it did leave a little space in the middle where it didn't hit the ink, but that's okay. I'll fix it later. And then again, this is the stamp from Carol from 2014, one of my favorites. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. So, what I wanted to do there, and I did, was to use two different colors from that ink pad. And now I'm using this Distress Spray Stain. Gosh, that is hard to say. And just with a paintbrush, and you can see it's very vibrant. I love it. I really am enjoying using it that way. And now I'm using my fine liner, and this fine liner is, I think it's the first one I ever got, and it is still my favorite by far. And for whatever reason, the paint in it, I don't know, it just flows so nicely, and I have such a hard problem with the fine liners. So I think I need to get some, like, of the fluid acrylic. I think I actually have some, and I need to get that out and maybe empty a couple of my fine liners and fill it with that, and maybe I won't have such a hard time. But since the top of this particular stamp did not stamp really well, which was my fault because I didn't get it into the ink enough, I decided to also just go around those top stars as well as fill in that one star right there. So that was good. I was happy to use my fine liner. Sorry about the noise. I have my windows open and cars are going by. And so that little piece was a tip of a Neo color too. I don't know where the rest of it is. All I have is the tip. So I used it. Oh my gosh. I had purchased, I think it was 4 of the Neo color 2s individually. Well, I have one, which you'll see me use in a little bit. It's a green one, plus that little blue tip. I have no idea where the other ones are. They're gone. Right here, I used a Q-tip, and I used some of the Dina Wakley black gesso, and I just put little dots on with the Q-tip, and I went searching through my little bin. I've got bins. Oh my gosh, I've got bins of stuff. And looking for something to put down on this lower section section, oh my goodness, section of the page. So, my goal is to make them very different, each little section, and I succeeded, and it was fun. So I had some deli paper, and I used my punch, and I punched out some little flowers, which to me kind of look like little stars. What are they called from in the ocean? What the heck are they called? Well, you know what I'm talking about. I hope. I hope that makes some kind of sense. I don't know. But I am using my Dina Wakley, the gel medium. And I love those little, and you'll see, like, it's that little bottle. I had gotten those from joggles.com, just a couple months ago. And they're right there on my table. And I just love to grab them. They're very, very, very easy to use. So I'm using the heck out of those little things. Well worth it. She had them on sale, and I got them. So here I sprayed on the wild honey stain. And of course it's very much like the color of the flowers, but I will fix that in a little bit by outlining those flowers. And now I'm taking this beige paint. I love this paint for what I'm doing right here. And all I'm trying to do on that particular section is to mute it just a little bit. Excuse me. So I did that, but then I muted the bird a little bit too much. So it was still a little bit wet. I mean, it is acrylic paint, and when it dries, I would not be able to get any of it off of there. But I acted quickly enough to where I was able to. So now I have that wild honey distress stain, and I am just going around this little ATC up top. And if you're not familiar with ATCs, they are 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and they are normally cards, separate cards. But let me tell you, you feel very accomplished once you finish one of these pages, because it's kind of like, oh my gosh, I just did 4 ATCs. And it's just fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So I have actually gone on this journal and actually put the quadrants on there, the 4 sections, so that I'm ready for my next page. All right, so here you see me outlining those flowers, and I'm just doing a little doodling on them to help them pop off the page just a little bit. And on that particular section, I started with a piece of white and black tissue paper. And now I'm taking that Posca paint pen, that's the extra fine in black, and I'm just outlining the 4 different sections there just to help them be or look more separated. And I wanted to add just a little bit of black color onto this bird because he really was just a little bit too muted for me. So I went ahead and I did that with that black Posca paint pen. And then I was happy just to get a little bit of color on there. I didn't need them to pop off the page, but just to give them a little bit more color. And now I'm going to work on this section. This is, again, is the stamp that my friend Tammy made, and she gave it to me. And so I took my blue Posca paint pen and I did that. I filled that little section in, and now I'm taking that green Neocolor 2 crayon, and that's the one that I got individually, and I lost the other, like almost 3 of them. They're gone. I have no idea where they are. But anyway, so when I was doing this, the water I was putting my brush into, I think it had some of the wild honey in it. So the top of it, it looks actually a little bit yellow. But then the further I went down on the page, it got greener and greener. And I love the way that that looks. And be sure you look at or stay on until the very end of this video, because I do have some close-ups to share with you and a few photos. Now I wanted that blue to be a little bit bolder. It just wasn't as blue as I wanted it to be. So I added some there, and now I'm outlining the flower that I put on that lower right section. And I like the way that that looks. And I'm like, I want to write a word here, and I'm thinking for some absolutely phenomenal word to write. And I came up with beauty. So that's it. I'm going to lift it up and show you slowly, and then the photos are going to come. And I really hope that you enjoyed this as much as I did. And if you're looking for a way to use up your stash, and just to use your different mediums, this is a great way to do it, and you don't feel intimidated. I already have stuff cut for probably another 4 or 5 pages like this, so I'm excited to continue on. Please go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you, and thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you all very, very, very much. And check out the rest of these photos. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.